It's the Positively Petland Show on Iowa City's news and sports station 800 KXIC, KXIC.com, and the iHeartRadio app. Happy to have you along. Ron, winter has fallen upon us. Fresh
Isn't
snow.
it wonderful?
Well, it's for some of us. For some of us, exactly, that have been appreciating the no snow on the ground, but one thing that's on the top of your mind is winter events to do with your dog or your pet or whatever. What say you?
Well, we're going to review the Keeshond here in just a second. On that winter game side of things, here, we're all up here. And whether you want to be here or not, we got to go through this winter and all that. And so my thing is, well, let's have some fun. And the more I venture out, the more I learn, how to be warm when I go outside under different conditions, the more I enjoy the weather. Going for walks might be your first step out of the house. But on top of that, we got that dog in the past because it's going to get me outside. We're thinking during the summer where I'm going to go for walks or I'm going to go for runs or whatever. We're going to talk today about how to have that dog get you out of the house, even in the wintertime. And you might be going, I've got a little foo-foo, that's not going to be the right thing. Well, there are some limitations. We definitely have those in the wintertime. But little foo-foo likes to get out too, just as much as the big dogs.
We'll get into that after the breed of the week. What is it this week? I already forgot. Bichon Frise?
Keeshond. So if you are like, what the heck am I talking about? I'm on the PetlandIowaCity.com website under breeds. We have nice vignettes from the AKC on there about each one of the breeds. Keeshond is spelled Keeshond. If you're like going, wait, what is he saying? So we have one Keeshond as we're doing this show in the store right now. I brought two of them in, and I haven't had Keeshonds in my store in years. The breeder that I was using stopped. That's always abrupt. And now I found another breeder that will do these Keeshonds. I think they're a really cool dog that fills a niche in the market that I think a lot of people will enjoy. So here, this is what a Keeshond from PetlandIowaCity.com is all about. A medium-sized, sturdy dog, the Keeshond possesses the characteristics of other northern breeds, a fox-like expression. Everybody kind of likes that look. Standoff coat, and richly plumed tail. This is a double coated, so this is a really fluffy dog. It is a shedding dog. So the richly plumed tail carried over the back. His color is a mixture of gray, black, and cream with variations from light to dark and distinctive spectacles, markings, and shadings in the eye area, including a delicate dark line slanting from eye to ear and expressive eyebrows. It is a very beautiful dog. History basically unchanged over the past 2 centuries. The Keeshond descended from the same Arctic strains as the Samoyed, Chow Chow, Norwegian Elk Hounds, Finnish Spitz, and the Pomeranian. You're kind of getting a feel. If you know any of those breeds, I don't know about the Norwegian Elk Hound, you're getting that fluffiness characteristic.
It's poofy.
It's poofy. The Keys was originally served as a watchdog on riverboats, barges, and farms. So I always love to learn what was the purpose of the dog. In this case, it was a watchdog characteristic. I love that, riverboats and barges, and that's probably how the Keeshond migrated across the country as well, as far as the popularity. Especially popular in Holland in the late 1700s.
So you just gave it away.
Like your question?
No, you always ask me where does it originate from, and you just gave it away.
So where does it originate?
Holland.
From? Oh, I thought for sure you were going to go in another direction. I think there's another question.
I already looked it up.
Oh. But you only looked it up so you wouldn't say the right answer. If anybody knows Jerry, you know what he would do there.
You were unimpressed with my Scandinavia answer from last week, so I said, you know what? I'm going to actually start to pay attention.
So Jerry, in Holland, what was the Keeshond a symbol of?
Well, it derives from the political unrest during years immediately preceding the French Revolution.
Wow.
And it was a symbol of basically patriotism.
There it is. Dutch Patriot Political Party.
And I actually came prepared today.
Wow. You did. You like got that one. I don't know if I'd be able to pull that one out like that quickly. And its leader, Kees de Geselaer, who owned a dog named Kees and gave the breed its name. When the Patriots were defeated, the Keeshond became rare in Holland. Oh, so the Keeshond was not the symbol they needed. They needed a stronger symbol. I'm not sure. Became rare in Holland until it was revived a century later, when it also began appearing in England and America, probably through those ships. Temperament: an affectionate, good-natured companion, the Keeshond is outgoing and friendly with people and dogs, following the lead of their owners when welcoming strangers. Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Following the lead of their owners. So loyal, and if you get anxious, they're going to get anxious. If you get happy, they're going to get happy. If you stay calm and quiet, they're going to stay calm and quiet.
That's true just about with any breed, though.
Yeah. They're pointing that out, though. So
maybe a little bit more prevalent with the Keeshond.
Yeah, I can't say I have a personal experience with the Keeshond in that regard, but that's an interesting little tidbit. The breed learns quickly and is energetic, requiring daily exercise. Twice weekly brushing is sufficient. This would be one of those. They're in the house. They're going to be. This is no bones about it. This is a shedding dog, and so you're going to need the Furminator and stuff like that to go through it. And then in the summer months, talk with your groomer. I would probably shave this little guy down so that he doesn't have all that heat so close to him, and then maybe even early fall to get you through the winter, and that shedding is going to be much easier to manage as a result, while giving it in the winter months, letting it grow a little longer so it has that nice insulative coat. Let's see, did I do right? Yep, I did that already. Let's see, 17 to 18 inches tall at the shoulder. So this is like maximum a medium dog. This isn't getting into those large breeds. Okay, I've never seen this in its temperament and like classifications. This is known as a barge dog. I have not seen that one. I don't know if AKC puts that on there. I've not seen AKC do that. Barge dog, companion animal is really where it's at. Apartment dwelling is okay, probably due to its medium size, but it did say that you're going to need to get this one out. So this is going to be the dog that you're going to go, okay, I'm getting this dog and I'm going to dedicate myself to getting outside both summer and winter. Thrive in cooler climates. That's why I think a grooming, and talk with your groomer about it. I think grooming is something you want to check out for the summer months. Daily moderate exercise, daily brushing, bathe only when necessary. They sometimes say that, though, with old shampoos. Like in the past, we used to use like dish soaps and stuff like that to wash our dogs. I'm not quite sure why we went so extreme. That's why you hear a lot of times only wash your dog once a month, because we use such harsh shampoos that it voids all the oils, and they just say, hey, don't do that too often. The dog shampoos that are out today, you can literally wash your dog daily. I actually come back with a conditioner regardless of the length of fur. I always use a conditioner on the dog, and you can do that daily. Heavy seasonal shedding, hence another reason why you might want to talk with a groomer about that. So that's the Keeshond. We have one little one left in our store. I hope to see them more frequently in our store in the future as well.
But you brought up a great point. This would be a good winter dog. So let's jump right into what winter activities are you not necessarily recommending, but if people are out there and there's fresh snow on the ground, and so it's starting to feel more like winter over the past week, what can you do with dogs?
All right. So I have little dogs. And so I look at those big dog owners when I'm out walking or when I'm cross-country skiing. I'm a big local cross-country skier. I look and I only see large dogs out there. And for golly, I've had dogs, for 17, almost 20 years, and never have thought to take my dog with me out there. I always just said, they don't want to go out. This is too cold, and getting that opinion because, when you let them out to go potty, they run out and they run back in the wintertime. And so I always just said, yeah, maybe they're just not winter dogs. So I was up at my mom's house and
in the north.
We're 6 hours north of here. And so the temperatures are colder, but they have snow. I love cross country skiing. I'm out there. Oh, we just went through the warmer weather. We had the warmer weather up there as well. And I said, hey, let's get Susie out. A little Maltese poodle, 7 pounds. So there was some of us walking, and we were out on a lake, frozen lake. Some of us walking, some of us cross country skiing. And I said, hey, let's see if she wants to go out. So we took her down, and we were perfectly willing to get her back inside if she said, like, hey, no way kind of thing. She thrived on that journey. She never stopped running. She was running around and having fun with the skiers and the walkers and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, this brings Susie to a whole nother level in my mind, in that I can interact with her doing this kind of stuff. And this is really fun. So my point here is let's get our dogs out in the wintertime and expose them to this stuff. Be sensitive. So some of the things that you want to be sensitive with any dog, just to start this off, and that is what's the temperature outside? So in my case, it was 30 degrees. Susie had just a medium-sized coat. She's a non-shedder. She recently got groomed about a month ago. So she's got some fur on. There's some insulation, not a lot. She thrived. She wasn't shivering at all. If you have a shorter fur dog and you notice some shivering and stuff like that, well, then maybe you need to get a jacket. Another thing to notice is when they're outside, are they lifting their paws up? Well, that might mean that they're a little more sensitive to the cold on their paws. You might want to invest in some mittens. Know that gloves, mittens for dogs are not all created equal. You can have some that are more one-use kind of mittens, so that they're easy on, easy off, so that they go outside. They look actually like balloons that you put on your dog. Then there's the ones that are slippers, where, yeah, they're good to go in and out. They'll last for a little while, but they're not really meant for long-term use. Then they go up a grade, and they're like rubber coated, no grip or anything. Okay, so these are going to last a little longer. Not great for much on the walks and stuff like that. And then they go into the ones where there's grip on the bottom. They're really Velcroed heavily around the ankle area so that they stay on and snug and all that kind of stuff. If you're wondering what I'm talking about here, come into Petland. We'll show you all the different kinds, and we'll ask you what's your use, what are you going to do with them, and then we'll point you in the right direction. I'm going to get the ones with the grips and everything for Susie, not at 30 degrees, but when it got down to 20, that's when I noticed Susie was not so enthusiastic about being with me. So that's a key to are probably at the beginning of the season. Invest in that jacket and maybe some medium-sized boots or something like that, and see how it goes, and then upgrade from there. For Susie, at 30 degrees, she's fine out there. At 19 degrees, she needs a jacket and she needs boots. At 10 degrees, she's still good in that attire. I think anything lower than I'm a little squeamish that she's going to be okay out there. We're going to have to try that out. So you're going to need to do this with your dog as well. So what are some things that you can do out there? I noticed right away that Susie was all about sniffing. So playing hide and seek. So maybe you have in the backyard, to make it more fun, you hide something out there. It might be a treat. It might be a toy or whatever. And then now she has to go find it. The more you do it, the more she understands the game, that she's going to go out there and go find something. It's a nice way to get out. Maybe this is a short burst that you're getting out there and doing things. Maybe it's just throwing a tennis ball around. Get a bright color orange or bright green and throw that one around. So hide and seek is a really cool thing. Going sledding. Have you ever been to a sledding hill and the dog shows up?
Well, of course.
Yeah. I always like went, holy cow, that dog is having more fun out here than we are. And we're like sliding down hills and stuff. And they're chasing you, going up and down and all that kind of stuff. So another really good event. Just stay, pay attention. Is the dog's paws, are they favoring anything? Are they shivering? Take action then. If you need to go buy a jacket, go buy a jacket. If you need to buy the different gloves and all that kind of stuff, do that. So sledding is a really good one. Let's see here. I want to go through that ski joring here. Yeah, that's my last. Oh, hiking and snowshoeing is definitely another one. When we were just walking on the ice in our case, or on a wooded path, I just was having a blast watching Susie just really interact with nature and having fun and all that kind of stuff. We do have one dog that's still young, and so we kept him on a leash. We didn't want to lose him, and because that lake was wide open. But Susie, she's around 10 years old. We've let her off the leash many times in the past, just locally, and we know that she's going to come back and everything. So we were able to release her. So hiking and snowshoeing, taking those same precautions as you would before, jackets, gloves, and all that. Ski joring is something that I didn't even know there was a term for this. I did not go ski joring with Susie. She's too small for that. But if you've got a bigger dog, ski joring is when you take your dog out, put a harness on your dog, and then tether them back to you. My daughter did this a little bit with the dog that was on the leash, and she just kept it in her hands. If you're into this, you're definitely going to want to get one of those harnesses that you put around your belt area, and then the leash goes out to them. We have them in our store, and they're elastic, so that you're not going to get that really strong tug. It's going to stretch and all that kind of stuff, so that you're not going to get pulled over or anything. And then making sure you have an appropriate harness on your dog. When you're going cross-country skiing, your dog is going to start pulling you and enjoying it. It's going to love that situation. Being able here, there's some more training opportunities here as well. You can teach your dog to turn. So you're going to have to teach your dog to go left, go right, kind of a thing, so that they can then work more with you on the trail. You can kind of cajole them to go in different directions and stuff like that. But if you're going to work with them over time and have your commands left, right, or whatever you're going to use to get your dog to slowly turn in different directions for you. So ski joring is a big thing.
Ski joring. That's just a fun word.
Now, my dog was too small for that. I wasn't even thinking on that. What I had was I was cross-country skiing, and I was just watching how Susie would interact with me while I was doing this. So she did do a little bit of discovery. The closer I got to shore, or if you're on a tight trail, she did want to investigate things. If there was a tree limb reaching out into the lake, she was very interested in what was going on there. She wanted to sniff it. She wanted to walk around it and all that. I had to wait for her to kind of get her thing together and figure it out. And then finally she came along with me. I then found that if I was further out on the lake or more in open area, she hung with me really tight. What was really fun is she would go from front a little bit. She didn't want to lead that much. It was then a lot of left and right. So it was fun just to watch her. Oh, she was 2 feet away, running the whole time. 7-pound dog. This is a tiny little thing, running the whole time. First time out, I think we were 45 minutes, ran the whole time. I got up to an hour and a half. She didn't seem like she was even breaking a sweat. She was like ready to go.
Quick review of your last piece.
Okay, so ski joring, get out there and do the wintering aspects of things. Go slow if you're hesitant, and you might need to even get some clothing and stuff like that. So Jerry's telling me to get on to the next topic. All right, so Orijen is an incredible dog food. If you haven't looked at it, you're going to go, whoa, this is way above average. You have to, on some of their bags, I said, how much meat is in this thing? You know how you can go, 2 or 3 in and you're still reading the meat, and that's a lot if you go 3 in. 13 ingredients in.
13?
Yes, into the label. You're going, holy cow, you're still on proteins here. So I'm just on Orijen's website and going, okay, what, just on their original, what is it all about kind of a thing. So they point out It's biologically appropriate. And a lot of theirs, they do have the all life stages, so you can use the same food all through the life, but they also have puppy and all that kind of stuff as well. But biologically appropriate. I love what they're saying there because there was a big fad of high protein diets for dogs. And like it took about a couple of years, and all of a sudden they retracted that high protein was bad for the dogs. And I went, wait, I thought it was good for the dogs. Well, they were finding that high protein diets were causing some organ issues in the dogs. Orijen came right out and said, whoa, whoa, whoa. High protein is fine as long as it is meat based. If you, like all you other brands out there, if you're doing it grain-based protein, and yes, you can get protein from grains, that's where the problem came up. And those grain-based dog foods had to back off on the protein-based grains, however you say that. So Orijen is one of those foods where you can go at a high protein if your dog's having trouble keeping weight on and all that kind of stuff. Go to Orijen, high protein, and you're going to get a really good healthy diet because it is meat-based. All the studies show that meat-based high protein diets were 2 thumbs up, really good. How much time do we have?
How do we find out more about you?
We're going to come back to Orijen next week because there's still more to talk about. We are Petland of Iowa City. We're located over at the Marketplace Mall. Used to be the Sycamore Mall. Right across the parking lot from Lucky's Market, Joann Fabrics, and the movie theater. Come see us Sundays, noon until 6. And then every other day, we're open from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m., but Sundays, that noon till 6. We have our buy 10, get 1 free on all of our dog food. We track it for you. It is that easy. And then we also have those $5 nail trims, unless you got your dog from us or your cat from us, in which case it's free. So come in and take advantage of that.
There it is, the Positively Petland Show, Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock on Iowa City's News and Sports Station, 800 KXIC. Thanks, Ron.
You're welcome.